What's up guys, I'm back with another video, but today I couldn't find any more cards today, so I decided to make another more to my life video. And today I'll be talking about education in Singapore, because I might have viewers from other parts of the country. They might not have similar education to Singapore, so I'm making this video to educate people about how the education of Singapore is like. Right now I'm in secondary school, and I have 8 subjects now from what I know of. It's the basic English, Chinese, math, science, but the 4 new additional topics is geography, literature and English, history, and that's it. So I think like 7 to 8 subjects. And if you guys know, Singapore is quite known for its high standards in education, especially in maths and science. So people in Singapore are really stressing out over it in school. Not a hater to this, but I just feel like it's not really important. Like maths and science are kind of important in life, but what they're teaching you now is literally paying taxes, drawing geometrical shapes that might not even come out in the future. Like, what are you gonna do when you learn how to construct, how to find out geometrical shape? Like, it's not gonna appear anywhere when you grow up, unless you become like a construction worker. You gotta know the parameters of everything, the shape, size of the item So sometimes math is really just unnecessary to some extent. Some necessary ones include all the simple addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Others like expansion, simplifying, they're all the basics, which are um important now, but not important now, but will be important in the future. I wouldn't say it's important now because I don't think we can find anything to use the plus, minus, subtract, divide that for things lah in right now in secondary school, unless it's related to money lah. In school when we're eating, sometimes they might not give the exact amount of change, so we have to look for ourselves to see if the correct change is correct. But most people don't really mind, even if you didn't get the correct amount. I think it's fine, unless it's like a lot of change that is not received lah. So sometimes math is just like that lah, some unnecessary and sometimes irrelevant to the world right now. And science, on the other hand, is kind of important to me, for the extent that because Singapore just found recently, maybe like a month or two ago, the cure of cancer. So yes, congratulations to the scientists in Singapore who found that out. Yes, it was a scientific breakthrough, especially for cancer survivalists, and waiting for many years to come about the medical service of Singapore. See if it will be more technological and it will be more like efficient. Because if I remember correctly, during the COVID circuit breaker, most of our hospitals were taken up because a lot of people contracted COVID. But after vaccines came out, we had rounds and rounds of vaccinations, and the numbers dwindled, which is a good thing, of course, resulting in less death or less people getting contracted COVID-19. Now, there is a slight increase in COVID-19 cases. Thing is that the news doesn't report it at all, so we always think that the coronavirus is over, or like we shouldn't take any more precaution, but it's still there. The virus is still out there. Anyone could get it. And now Singapore, some parts of Singapore, the haze is coming back, and it's gonna pose a hazard to our lungs, health, respiratory systems. You might have lung cancer if you take in too much, like too much haze. Yeah, so I think for science in Singapore is really important because Singapore is just a tiny little dot. If you were to look at other maps, countries are way bigger than Singapore, and yeah, it's to show the world that we are not, even though we are like in a small country, a very little population. The thing is that we can still find cures to cancer, which is a scientific breakthrough to all countries of the world, because when you hear the word cancer, you immediately think of death, going about, hoping for the worst. But because of Singapore's scientific breakthrough through science to find the cure for cancer, my bad, it made a lot of people feel more at ease and more relaxed. Okay, next, language. English and Chinese. English and Chinese are the two basic languages that you have to learn when you go in Singapore, or else you can't go through further in education. Singapore prioritizes English over Chinese, so if you fail English, you might have to hold back a year or retake if you're lucky enough. So English has been an important part of my life, and consistently being one of the most stressful for me, because English is, of course, English, where you can get wrong, like grammatical errors. Like after the exam, where you went wrong because you can easily go and check dictionaries or search out in the net on the correct tense of a word, the correct meaning of the word. So it's kind of stressful for me, especially for English. For Chinese is less stressful because I grew up in Chinese family. We speak Chinese regularly, so my Chinese is average. But if I were to have my Chinese above average, it will be good for me as well, because my Chinese will pull my English overall grade up in total if they summarized the year into percentage. Because my math and science ain't that good. I think science is better than math sometimes, or sometimes math is better than science. It's very unpredictable. Okay, now talking about English, Chinese, math and science, it's time to move on to others like geography, history, literature, and English. See, now geography, I'll start geography first. Sorry, as I was saying, geography, I'll start with geography first. Is about world maps and everything, but now in my secondary school, our geography is based off about Singapore, about the continent, 7 continents, 5 oceans, and yeah, there's a lot of things to remember. It's from the textbook, so after the exam, you know where you went wrong because you can refer to a textbook similar to English, and that's one stressful thing for me, and it puts a lot of weight on my shoulders. So that's how stressful education in Singapore is, especially for geography, because geography has a high weightage, I mean, sorry. So yeah, it really puts a lot of pressure on me. For history, yeah, it's also from a textbook, so you know where you went wrong after the exam. So you gotta remember all the important statements, like when Sir Stamford Raffles stepped foot on Singapore, and like the Great Depression, rubber boom in like the 1900s, traders that came to Singapore, all those like questions related to textbooks are all tested in history. So apart from me, I find that my friends think of history as like easy to pass because all you need to do is read textbook. But for me, I'm not that type of guy to learn a lot from textbooks or remember stuff. Some people think that they have short-term memory, or they might not remember things clearly, even though after countless revision and remembering or writing notes. But for me, I find the hardest part of history is, remembering how to even answer the question, because in Singapore, for history, we are given a set of instructions on how to answer the question itself. So even if you know everything, if you answer the question wrong, you might not get marks or get very few marks. So that's how stressful it is for history lah. Okay, now lastly, we have literature and English. Many of the people in my class say that literature and English is so unnecessary because like it's just English but from a storybook or from a poem or from a passage. But for me, I always find literature in English always like a more fun version of English, because at least you can like read a storybook or like look up at a poem. Because for me, I like reading poems, seeing all those type of acrostic poems, all the different types of poems. So yeah, for me, I don't find literature stressful at all. But when it comes to literature exams, I score fairly okay, not the highest but not the lowest as well. The literature exams are based off like storybooks, based off poems, based off I don't know. I think they'll print out some passage and you're given the exam timings to review the passage and write out your answers. So yeah, I don't think literature is stressful for me that much as compared to other subjects. Talking about education in Singapore, I heard from other countries that people education other than in Singapore are much more difficult than ours. Such as like I think Japan, everyone has to work late into the night just to get something done and maybe get home at like 1 in the morning and then has to get back to work at like 6 in the morning. So people in Japan work really hard to survive and make money. So yeah, I respect them for it. They are the main contributors to our technology with China. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. Thank you, people of Japan. And yes, there are others that the education are not as good. I'm not so sure of what countries, but it would be worse if I said it out. So no hate to all of you guys watching this. I just hope that you can get good, well-paying jobs, after the education, and you learn more stuff as you grow older and get better at stuff you were not good at before lah. So yeah, I like to talk to my audience saying to during education or during teaching, you gotta pay attention, because stuff covered in school will come out in exams, of course, and it will be useful in the long term. Some may be useful for the long term, some are like completely unnecessary, but you still have to learn it for the sake of passing the exam or doing one exam. Singapore, because you grew up in an Asian family, grades mattered, everything mattered. The level of respect you earn is based off your grades and academic scores, leadership roles. If let's say I score like an A in Chinese but B in math, I would be I feel okay. But to my family, my parents are very good at math, so they have very high expectations. They don't care if I get well in English, but they want me to do well in math. But if I get a B in English and an A in math, then they will not be happy for me getting an A in math, but they'll be angry at me if I get a B in English. It works vice versa. It can happen throughout any other subjects. I don't know how your parents discipline you. For my viewers, just a little heads up of how families in Singapore work. See, her status and her leadership roles are most important when it comes to my family, because it will matter when I move into a new school, cause this right the teachers will look at your like report book. Report book is like a book where they calculate all your scores, all your conducts, all your grades, especially the grades. So the first thing the teachers will look at is definitely your grades, followed by your conduct. Conduct is like how you act during school. Like if you're the type of guy to fool around in school and get scolded pretty often, yeah, you might get like a fair conduct grade. Fair might not seem that bad, but it's actually the lowest grade you can get possible before getting expelled from school. And excellent is the highest grade you can get, because you got good leadership. You show like you don't like get into trouble often, or don't even get into trouble at all, never late for school, and attendance is always there. You're always there during class, actively participating. Yeah, so that's one of the few things teachers take into consideration before accepting you into the school. And of course, leadership roles are important as well. So my parents want me to go for as many leadership roles as possible, regardless of the amount of stress, because it will affect how I get into other other schools after I graduate from secondary school, which is either JC or Polytechnic in Singapore. So yeah, that's how education is like, and how expectations are like in a family in Singapore. So um, and yeah, not to make this depressing for you guys in Singapore watching this, I'm not trying to pull you guys down in academics just because of this video. I'm just voicing out my troubles and problems when it comes to making videos like this about education, especially in Singapore. So yeah, you guys might think what I'm saying is wrong. I don't blame you guys. You do you have your own opinions. I'm glad to hear your opinions, of course, but I would also like to change my mindset after this video. I'll see if anyone commented, see how I can change my mindset after posting this video. So yes, as I say again, I am not trying to make your country look bad or look good. I'm also not trying to pull viewers down for education, and yeah, I hopefully don't disappoint anybody who comes across this video saying that I take things too lightly or I'm not sensible enough. You can comment that, of course. I'm not stopping you. So I will take the comments sincerely. I put more effort into making videos. Not I don't think I'll cover education anymore, because I'm scared that I might offend other people in other countries watching, and I feel really bad. And yeah, clearly I respect you guys, and yeah, I'd like to hear more about you. So maybe next week, if anyone commented, I'll just look through and post a video about it. Yeah, I think that's all I gotta say. So all the viewers out there studying, regardless of age, I want you guys to work hard, you know work hard and do your best. Put in effort, put in your heart and soul into what you've been learning, and just execute, just go with the flow, trust the process. And if you really can't keep up anymore, you can come to your teachers, or you can come to your mentors, or your teacher that cares about you and always encourages you to do better. Because for me, every time I have a problem, I just go over to a random teacher. He's a male. Yes, he's a male, and he's very social. So if I have a problem, he'd be happy to help me and make me feel better and more motivated to actually study. So I advise you guys to do the same. Okay, yeah, so I say again, I trust that you guys watching this make use of your time wisely, and score good on your grades. Make your parents proud, make your teachers proud, make your friends proud. Prove them wrong, saying that I'm smart in a way, and I'm not like dumb when I'm not brainless and I can actually pass an exam and do well with good results and pass with flying colors. This is a form of encouragement my teachers always say to me, because I always think very lowly of myself when it comes to exams, like exam stress. Like, I don't even know how to write my name during exam. I'm just that stressed. And yeah, that's what my teachers always say. The results you have right now is all the hard work you put in. So let's say I didn't do well in a certain subject. Look at the marks. Do you put in your hard effort to it? So if yes, good job. But if you said yes and the results were not what you're looking for, the only thing you need to change is your mindset and time management. That really took me off. Like, my grades started increasing just because of that one thought. I might make this video pretty long, but I tell you, it's worthwhile to watch. Because any people that's coming to Singapore to study, I wish you guys the best for all your studies. Score well, get a well-paying job. Get a good GPA, get a certificate. So yeah, for all lower primary schools to secondary school students, I think your exams might be over for secondary school. Primary school, you finish your PSLE. Good job to you guys. Hope you put in your hard work, and hope for the best. Let it happen. Whatever results you get it, there's no point crying, because it's already the past. You can't change it, and no one's gonna help you change it. The only thing you can change now is your future. So if you do want to change your future for the good and not for the bad, I suggest put in more effort. So yes, I really want to say, I think I'll be talking off topic because I just wanted to talk about education in Singapore, but it's okay. I just want to encourage all you viewers, regardless of studying or not, just have faith in yourself. Just believe and do what you have to do for the sake of doing, or for the fun of doing. And yeah, I wish you guys success in studies, or maybe at work, if my viewers are actually people working at jobs. So yes, I wish you guys good luck, and I'd see you on the next video next week.